everyone, I'm Yasmin Bercasyon from ABC for Global Health. I'm a pharmacy intern and I am with
Hello, I am Garrett Ratliff Mansilungan, also a pharmacy intern from ABCs for Global Health.
Mabuhay! Ako si Yasmin Bercasyon, isang pharmacy intern sa ABCs for Global Health. At ngayon kasama ko si
Ako naman si Garrett Ratliff Mansilungan, isa ding pharmacy intern sa ABCs for Global Health.
Maya Paldo. Ako Yasmin Shikina Bercasyon. Kasalukuyan kong intern kay ABCs for Global Health. Ngeni kayabe kay
Ako naman po, Garrett Ratliff Mansilungan.
How did you each learn those languages, those three languages you speak?
So me first, I learned English in school, of course. It's not like the language at home. I learned Tagalog also in school and a little bit at home, but Kapampangan is our main language at home. So Kapampangan is my mother tongue.
Okay. So me, I learned English during elementary at school. Then I learned Tagalog at home, so most likely it is my mother tongue. Then I learned Kapampangan growing up with my grandmother, but I only know a little bit of Kapampangan.
And then how do people in Pampanga or the Philippines in general tend to view each language?
Okay, so when it comes to speaking different languages, specifically English, not only in Pampanga but in the Philippines, they see English as a big deal, especially when it comes to uh, a person's intelligence. So people here in the Philippines, when they hear you speak English, the first thing that comes to their mind is that you're an intelligent person, and that is one of the reasons why other people get judged, especially when they try to speak English, because of a stigma that when you're not that good in speaking English, they would tend to judge you or think that you're not that intelligent. How about you?
Yeah. One thing about that also is that people perceive speaking people perceive people who are speaking in English as someone who's rich because they feel like speaking in English is only a privilege for those who can afford like to study English because in the Philippines not everyone can speak English because not everyone goes to school or have the privilege to go to school. So, Tagalog here in the Philippines is the mother tongue, but not everyone speaks it as well, just like English. Because, for example, us Kapampangans speak Kapampangan fluently, but not most of us speak in Tagalog because sometimes the kids, since they learn Kapampangan as their first language, they find it hard to speak in Tagalog, even though it's our mother tongue.
Okay, just to add up, one thing, not only the Kapampangans, but it is
Yeah.
more commonly, it's more commonly it is commonly seen more on the Visayas part of the Philippines, because even though the Visayas part of the Philippines, they are good English speakers. They get judged when they try to speak Tagalog because it gets affected by their accent, natural
Yes.
accent of being Visaya. So yeah, that is something that is still very rampant here in the Philippines. They're good English speakers, real.
But they have different like accents. They said that their accents is matigas.
Matigas,
What do
like
you call that?
they when they enunciate words, it's too firm.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
like
So
it's a
it
tough.
yes, it's tough. That's why it affects the way they speak Tagalog. But when they speak English, they're good. Like
That's why sometimes they are being discriminated. They like other people like use their language to mock.
mock them. Yes.
They like translate one word into another and then use it as something for mockery.
Interesting. And then going back to English a little bit, could you explain the term nosebleed, which I've heard sometimes here?
Okay.
Nosebleed is like a Filipino term wherein we say nosebleed whenever we speak to someone who is speaking English. Not only foreigners but even Filipinos who like speak English fluently. When us non-English speakers hear them speak in English in like full sentences and we stare blankly like This
Yes.
that's kind of an expression where we
Yes.
will say nosebleed already. It's a term.
Yes, like right now.
Yes,
Yes.
we are nosebleeding
Yes.
because it's a complete English.
Yeah.
I thank you. Thank you for being here. um, so I've heard some like things about how Kapapangan is being used less.
Yeah.
Could you kind of elaborate on that or like tell me more?
Ako na. In my personal experience, many like children around me, since it is like a new era, their parents are raising them into English speakers because they want to be like more connected to the world. Their parents feels like if they speak English, they can connect with more people. So since Kapampangan is kind of something they perceive as hard to teach to children. Sometimes parents, even their Kapampangan and like literally born and raised in Pampanga, they don't anymore choose Kapampangan to be the first language of their children. And like in that instance, when the when the children's first language is English, it will be really hard for them to learn Kapampangan and even Tagalog. But if the children will be like teach Kapampangan first and then learn English, it will be easier, I believe.
Yes. Yes, and since we all know that Kapampangan should be the native language or the um, mother tongue of each Kapampangan in Pampanga. Uh, the newer generation, since we're living now in the modern era wherein technology is uh, accessible, one factor is that instead of learning from their own households, they tend to learn or to imitate what they see online. And,
Because of that,
and because of that, before, way back in high school, as I could remember, they consider already Kapampangan as a dying language
yes,
because
that's true.
there are few speakers, especially from the newer generation. And I think one way that they try to save that is they added to the curriculum
Elementary.
in elementary the subject mother tongue, wherein they teach elementary students how to speak Kapampangan. But for me, I believe it should start in every household.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's some way to like motivate people more to speak Kapapangan more? Do you think it, or how do you feel about?
I feel like uh, people have been trying to educate more, especially new parents, to like teach their children to speak in Kapampangan. But honestly, right now, the parents still prefer teaching their children English as their first language. So even though some people will like exert a lot of effort into trying to convince or like to convince others to speak Kapampangan more often, it's gonna be really hard considering really the technology right now where English is everywhere.
Yeah. And to add up to what Yasmin said, um, I believe that children are good imitators rather than listeners. So it really should start in their own households by at least the parents could teach them the basic Kapampangan terms such as mangan, mangan is kain, no? Mangana ka, makayan, or at least simple greetings or simple words to address someone. It shouldn't be that complex since they're still children, but they could always start from the basics.
Nice. Is there anything else either of you would like to share about languages in the Philippines or your experience or anything?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can I mention you?
Sure.
Okay. So a while ago, Momoka and I were talking about gay lingo. You know gay lingo.
Yeah.
So it is it is a funny language that the LGBT community, specifically the gay community, has come up, wherein they playfully uh, invent these words. Like for example, we've talked about a while ago was charot. So, Bes, what is charot?
And like disclaimer, guys, the gay lingo only the gays can understand.
Yeah.
And it's very rare for us to understand, but when we hear them speak the language, it sounds really fun.
Yes, everybody speaks it. Even
Yeah.
the streets, they
And
speak
it's
gay
really
lingo.
fun.
Yeah, you mentioned that like terms start in the gay community and then they've been kind of expanding into like more mainstream.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So one example is charot nga. So
Yeah.
Bes, what is charot?
Charot means joke only.
Joke
A
lang.
funny
yeah.
way to say like joke, because
Yes.
we feel like saying joke only on
Yes.
jokes is not funny, so we
Yes.
only say
Charot.
charot or
Yeah.
char.
Chena lang.
Yes,
Yeah.
many more.
Many more. Yeah.
Filipinos are really fun because we tend to invent a lot of things, and but also we really are prone
From
we really do adjust. For example, in our classroom, if like one of our classmates cannot speak Kapampangan, we speak Tagalog.
Tagalog.
So everyone adjusts. Just like when Momoka arrived, our best friend. Even though speaking in English twists my tongue,
yes.
yeah, we try because we want
Yeah.
to communicate.
And
with
we're
them
losing a
properly.
lot of blood.
Yes, and I'm
Jude-
nose bleeding.
Nose bleeding. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
We love you,
Thank you.
Momoka.
Thank you guys. Salamat.
Salamat.
Salamat.